for the YouTubes. All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Just drop that ass, bitch. It's open micers in the house. Pop that pussy with that open micers logo in your mouth. Jason with his bald ass head. Jacob looking in red. It's open micers, bitch. Heard what I said. Drop that ass. Open micers in the house. Drop that ass, pop that pussy. Open micers in the house. Open micers in the house. Open micers is a mouse. Drop that ass, pop that pussy. Open micers in the house. The mic is now open.
That's right. The mic is now open. My name is Jason Robbins.
I'm Jacob Craig, returning to my own podcast. How can I make a triumphant return if I've never left, Jason?
Have you even been on a podcast yet this year on the show?
I mean, maybe like one or two.
It's already halfway through February. It's like, oh, you've only been on like one show.
Yeah, well, I missed the episode with Mike and Tech.
I'm docking your pay. I'm docking your pay on the show here.
All right, subtract 0 from 0, Daddy. Let's take away all you want. You can have all of my pay, actually.
We would actually get paid if we would have people join our Patreon. I mean, we love our patrons that we have, but you other people out there, you need to give us some money. That way we can do this, a little more full time.
Yeah, we haven't even made it a minute into the podcast. We're already begging people for money.
That's how it is. Like I got car stuff, baby. I got car stuff to fix. Like I got this one problem that's going to cost me another $1,300 to fix. So I need some cheese, Daddy-o.
Yeah, see, and I don't have car problems, baby. I have baby problems, car. The problem with my baby is that she keeps getting unfed. I put food in her mouth, and then hours later, I need to feed her again.
Well, whose fault is that? I mean, you should just wrap that bad boy up, and you wouldn't have these problems now.
I regret nothing. Anyways. Moving on here. Moving right along.
Your daughter's great. I wouldn't want you to not have her, but yeah, that's I'm so glad I didn't have kids.
Yeah. I mean, I'm at the point though where I think if we didn't have her, then I probably wouldn't ever have kids.
Yeah. I can barely feed myself, much less feed, another tiny human.
Oh yeah, I can't feed anybody. I'm doing real bad. Please help me. Someone send help.
Well, I got some Vegemite for you to eat, which we're gonna do.
Thanks. Yeah. Really looking forward to that.
So what are you bringing to the table this week?
This week I've got a couple of stories. Mainly one story. So everyone at my work has been sick, including me. I was out for a week with the flu. I had to miss 2 podcasts because of the flu. And so when I came back to work, my coworkers in my classroom were both sick with COVID. So it was just me and a substitute teacher for 2 days. And this substitute teacher started the whole day was fine until like the last hour of the day. She started like saying a bunch of weird stuff to one of the kids. So
what kind of weird are we talking about here? Like, what was she saying?
So first of all, shout out to Tyler Arsenault for his bit that he has about how old people like don't know what the word skeet means. Or like he convinced his mom that skeet means smoke weed or something like that. So this lady, she's talking. I have a kid who he's really strong because he's in a wheelchair. So he uses his one arm that he has.
Oh, so he's got like that monkey strength.
Yeah, dude. He's constantly crawling around, pushing himself, like pushing his wheel in his wheelchair. So he has the one usable arm that is just extremely strong. And he will grab people and pull them to him so he can kiss them. Right? Like
As
Pepe Le Pew style.
Yeah.
And so he did this to the substitute teacher. And she's like, I'm going to tell my husband on you, which is fine. I mean, that's playful. She's like, I'm gonna tell my husband on you, and then she's like, my husband has a gun.
What?
I'm like, wait, what? Where are we going with this? She's like, my husband has a gun. He's gonna come up here and shoot you. I'm like, what? Wait, no, that's a threat. You can't do that. But I'm just ignoring it at this point. And I think she realizes that like she took playfulness a little too far and she started walking it back. She was like, he has a water gun. He's going to come up here and shoot you with water. So I didn't like report her for a felony of threatening to get someone to come up to the school and shoot it.
Yeah, you can't say those things these days in schools.
No. No, I mean, and it was fine if you're like, oh, I got a husband, I'm going to tell my husband on you. But then she took it a little too far.
Yeah.
And then she walked it back saying it's a water gun. And then she said about the water gun, she was like, that's what my husband does with the water gun all the time. He'll shoot my grandson in the face. That's what he does. He skeets it. He just skeets that gun all over the place. He skeets it into my grandson's face. And I was like, wait, pause. Do we know what that means?
How old is this lady?
Easily in her 60s.
Okay.
She's talking about, he's skeeting all over the place. He just skeets that water gun in my grandson's face.
Well, it is the South, so, it is very feasible that she does know what skeet means.
But I don't think she's using it correctly. Like, even in terms of it not being what we know it to be, I don't think that you can say skeeting your grandson in the face with a water gun.
Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. That's first off, you're threatening special needs children with your husband. Like, he's going to come up here and blow your fucking head off. Like,
yeah, right.
Like, really?
Okay, so it's the actual like Oxford definition of the word skeet is a sport. Huh?
Skeet is actually in the dictionary.
Yes.
Like, for real, like the actual like Webster's Oxford dictionary.
Yeah, but what it means is a sport in which a disc baked of clay is thrown into the air for people to shoot at.
Yeah.
Like skeet shooting.
See, I thought maybe
not what everyone knows it means.
I thought they had maybe like updated it to include modern slang.
No, Little John's not making any edits to the Oxford English Dictionary anytime soon.
Yeah, but it's not just him. It's like if the public uses it in a certain way, they'll go back and update the dictionaries to include, updated meanings of words.
Yeah, I remember when they put twerk in the dictionary, stuff like that.
I don't think they should have, but that's just my opinion.
I mean, twerk it, work it, Daddy. What do you want from me?
I do. Mean, it's on a daily basis. It doesn't help.
Hell yeah. But I mean, maybe that's the definition that she meant, but that's just such a weird thing to say.
Yeah. I don't know. That's I don't know. I have nothing for that. That's just strange behavior.
And she's subbed in my classroom before, and she's the sweetest lady ever. And she's very nice and very helpful. And she goes like above and beyond as a substitute teacher. And then she talks about skeeting. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear any of this is what I'm going to do.
Well, did you at least correct her?
Nope. I did not. Why would I do that? Why would I ruin someone else's good time?
Yeah.
Why would I ruin someone else's laugh, Jason?
Yeah.
I'm just going to laugh quietly to myself at my desk. While she uses the wrong definition of skeet.
Yeah. I don't really have any weird stories to bring this week. Nothing weird has happened to me in the last week or two. I wish usually at least one or two weird things happen out in public, but nothing strange lately.
Yeah, that's too bad. That makes for really good podcasting when you don't have anything to talk about.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the thing. Like maybe the mercury is in Gatorade or whatever it is. Like something weird's going on because usually I step out of the house and just weird shit happens all day long. lately it's been kind of, I don't know. 2024 has been uneventful so far.
Yeah. I mean, weird stuff happens to me every day too, but I feel like I can't talk about most of it because it involves my job. And I
Yeah.
don't want like one person from my job to listen to my podcast and be like, oh,
Yeah.
hey.
Well, what happens if they listen to this one and they find out one of their substitute teachers is talking about skeeting all over the place?
I mean, that doesn't concern me because it could be any substitute that I'm talking about, and it's not someone who's usually there. But I don't know. I feel weird talking about like the special needs kids I work with on here too, because like I could do a whole podcast about just that.
Yeah, I don't
And
think
and
that
we're
would
not
be.
supposed to talk about them
I
either.
don't think
So
that would be received very well.
I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of funny stories, like nothing disparaging, you know. I mean, they
Yeah,
they are genuinely funny human beings. They're
yeah,
genuinely
sure.
hilarious 100% of the time.
Actually, over the last, I'd say, couple of months, I've been really wanting to. If nobody knows where we live on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I live in a town called Ocean Springs, and I was actually thinking about starting an Instagram account for Ocean Springs parking and just taking pictures of people who don't know how to fucking park and just calling them out.
I think that would be received pretty well.
Dude,
You
it's
just,
everywhere. It's like no matter where I go, people are the dumbest. Like just taking up two, three, sometimes four spaces and just parking in space places that aren't even parking spots. Like, what are you doing?
yeah, you could call it Gulf Coast bad parking, and then your DMs
Yeah.
would be flooded with pictures.
And why? What is it with people? And if you're listening to this, and if you do this, please write into the show OpenMicersPodcast at gmail.com. Why do people park like back into parking spaces?
Yeah, I mean, just because they're better than everyone else.
I mean, I just don't. I don't have any problems backing out of a parking space, so I'm not afraid to park normally. But you'll sit in the parking lot wherever you go, and inevitably there is a huge freaking tank of a truck trying to do like an 80-point turn to back into a parking spot. And it's like, dude, just if you can't drive that thing, don't have it. That's all I got to say about those things.
Yeah, and also backing into a parking spot is so much harder than backing
Yeah,
out of one.
it is. Like
Like it's 50 times more difficult. You
it
just could
takes
not do it.
it takes so long for these people to back into a parking space. I'm just like, why don't you just park like a normal fucking human being?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and for an area too, that's like everyone down here should know how to drive because you have to drive so much living down here.
Yeah,
Because
everything's so spread out.
yeah, I mean, everyone who's like a native, native to the Gulf Coast knows that like you have to drive maybe up to 40 minutes to get anywhere and go do anything. Like everyone that I've grown up with is like, yeah, I go to Gulfport and Mobile and all over the coast all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when you're in a car that much, you should know how to drive. But
Mm-hmm.
just bad driving is rampant down here. It's insane.
Oh, you know what I see a lot lately, especially around Ocean Springs? I will sit there every day it takes me 2 to 3 minutes to drive to work. Like I live right down the street from work. Just on my way to work and on my way home, the people that are just on their phones while they're driving.
Mhm.
Just like driving along and the phone is like right in front of their face and they're just not even paying attention to the road.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I've gotten a little bad about it lately, but I mean, only like on my way to and from work because I know the route so well, and I'm only doing it to like find a song on Spotify. I'm not like texting or anything, but you
Yeah.
know,
See, I have an app on my phone. I have Geico insurance, and the Geico app will track
yeah,
you when you're driving. And if you're if you have after so many, it tells you what level you're at, and the higher levels you go, you'll like get money off of your insurance if you don't look at your phone while you're driving. So I'd rather just not look at my phone and pay less in insurance.
oh yeah. I mean, if I had that, incentive, I'm at a point in my life where like if I fuck up and someone hits me or something, then it's the insurance will probably buy me a better car than what I have. So as long as it's not my fault, we're good.
Yeah, that's why I don't get rid of my car because every time something happens to my car, everybody's like, "Why don't you just go get another car?" Well, for one thing, I can't afford another car payment every month, like between rent and electricity and groceries and internet and cell phone and gas and everything. Like I don't like I'm stretched pretty freaking thin every month. I don't have another $300 $400 to drop on a car payment. Plus, my insurance would double because I'd have to have full coverage.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, things are hard out there for a gangster, Jason. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
is. You know, I thought by the time I was 46 years old, I'd have everything figured out. I don't know shit about shit. I don't have money. I'm not sitting on, a retirement. Like I'm just sitting here looking at my retirement and I'm like, death. That's what my retirement will be. Just death.
Yeah. I mean, statistically, I'm looking pretty good too, man. I mean, I feel like I'm going to die like right as soon as I retire because I'm at the point now where if I stay in the same school district for my entire career, then I'll be retiring in my 50s.
See, that's why we got to dream big, brother. We got to dream big so that we can hit our, we can do something with our lives and make it at some point.
Yeah.
That's why you got to dream big with me. I try to dream big, and everybody tries to drag me down. I say,
Yeah.
no, it's never going to happen. In our little, in our Patreon group chat we have with all the producers, it's like, hey, Jason thinks we can get on at after midnight, and everybody's like, Jason's stupid. Jason's the worst. He's just a dreamer.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to correct you in real time. I'm going to pull a Wallace Phelps move. Um, First of all, that happened on Twitter, not in our group chat. So you can go ahead and strike that from the record.
Okay.
Second of all, the people that were saying that were me and Wally, me who you had the initial disagreement with on the podcast, and Wally who just so happens to think as realistically as I do. And I'm not saying that nothing will ever happen. Just the point I made on that episode was like, I could try to do a varied amount of things in my comedy career right now, but I just know it's not very likely to happen. So I'm going to do things that are more likely to happen so I can succeed.
Yeah, but that's the point is you aim for the big thing and you take the little victories that along the way that get you to that point.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to aim at the little victories and then set a new goal. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
it's the
that's why
same.
I set
It's the same thing. It's
I
just a different
set
way of thinking.
I set the big goal so that when the little victories happen, there's something to celebrate.
Now, see, if I set a big goal, I'm going to be disappointed until I reach the big goal. The same reason, like, I remember when I was in the Mobile Comedy Festival, I came in fourth and I was absolutely crushed. I came in fourth out of at least 100 people. And I got fourth place and my heart was absolutely broken. And Zeke Buckholz told me outside, he freaked out on me a little bit. He was like, dude, why are you upset? You did fantastic. You got fourth place. There's absolutely nothing to be upset about. I just said, I wanted to win. That was my goal. That was my one and only goal when I went into it was I wanted to get first place. So not getting first place absolutely crushed me, even though I got 3 places down and it was an incredible victory, or it could have been, but I was disappointed in myself.
I mean, I understand that, but you got to take the little victories along the way, man.
No, I was salty about that for a while to the point where I went on tour, or I went on a little run with RJ Marchand after that, who got third place right above me. And I was so mad because I got fourth place, and the prize for fourth place was like a small amount of money of a gift card. And third place was like an actual monetary value. It was real money
Yeah.
and a trophy. I was so jealous of him, dude, and I was so mad. And I was like, this guy's not funny. I freaking hate this guy.
That's why
And then
you use that to fuel yourself to do better next time.
yeah. But I mean, I went on the tour with the guy and I was like, oh, he actually genuinely is a little funnier than me. So he's cool. We're cool.
All I'm saying is if you shoot for the stars, you might hit the moon, and that's something. May not ever get on at midnight or after midnight, but might do some cool shit along the way while aiming for that. And that's all I'm trying to say. Not get ripped to shreds by my two best friends for being an idiot and thinking he can actually do something in this world.
Well, I'm just saying, Jason, you're objectively wrong and we're objectively right. That's it. That's just where the disagreement lies.
Hey, I've made some cool shit happen in my life because I was aiming for the stars.
Yeah, dude, but not with network CBS. It's hard for like actual established actors to do anything with network CBS.
Yeah, but that's why you got to have the little victories along the way. You might not ever happen, but you never know what can. If we aim for that and be like, hey, in 2 years we want to be on after midnight. What are the things we got to do to make ourselves get to that point? And that's where you start the journey.
Dude, in 2 years, someone's going to find me dead in a dumpster with my pants around my ankles. What are we talking about here? I'm not going to be on after midnight. I'm not going to be anywhere.
You never know, man. You got to have something to aim for. Because if I didn't have stuff to aim for, I would not be able to get out of bed in the morning. Because you know what? Life is hard, man. And if you don't have dreams, then you got nothing, man. Life will beat the fucking shit out of you. But you got to have something to get up for.
Okay, Rocky, what are we doing here, dude?
I'm just trying to defend my position because you guys took me to task, and I feel like I need to be like, hey, you got to have dreams, man. Don't yuck my yum because you guys don't want to be realists.
No, dude, I get it, but just I feel like me and Wally have the same way of thinking. We're like, yeah, I mean, it's cool to think that. It's cool if that does happen, but you know, I'm going to think just more realistically. It's literally the same way of thinking of every open micer who goes to every open mic and does the same 5 minutes that doesn't work. And then afterwards they talk a big game and they're like, one day I'm going to be big and I'm going to be on the Tonight Show, when they don't even have a cohesive 10 minutes. Like, yeah, you might be big and be on the Tonight Show one day, but you have to figure a bunch of stuff out first for that to happen. Like,
well, that's the thing. They just got to figure it out. You got to figure out how to do shit. That's the whole point.
I'm trying to figure out how to do drugs, Jason.
It's either have a dream of being on after midnight or I'm just going to start doing heroin. One of the two.
Well, start shooting, Daddy. Start skeeting. Go ahead and
all over
skeet that heroin into your arm. Skeet that hot heroin into your veins.
All right, we got. If you're out there listening to this, tell us if you're Team Jason or Team Jacob on this whole issue.
Team Jacob or Team Edward? Let's take it back.
Yeah.
Who are you? Werewolf or vampire?
Which out of us is the werewolf and which one's the vampire?
Obviously, I'm the werewolf. My name's Jacob.
I don't know. Yeah, you are a little hairy, so you're a little more hairier than I am.
Yeah, I'm a big old hairy boy. Dude, can I just say that in my relationship, my ass hair has gotten to be like a point of contention?
Has it? Because, dude, the older I get, it's starting to look like I'm starting to look like Chewbacca back there.
I have the hairiest ass of all time. And it's not even like that she's upset about. She's like, I'm upset that it doesn't end. It doesn't end at your butt. It keeps going a little bit in both directions. It goes up my back and then down to my taint. And that's what she's bad about.
Have you ever
she's
tried
like, you got to do something with it. You got to shave it.
Why don't you have her shave it?
No, I don't try. I mean, the last time she shaved my head, I swore I would never let her do that again. I'm not going to let her anywhere near there. I'd rather do it blind.
Did you ever see Malcolm in the Middle?
A few episodes here and there.
There was this one episode. I don't know why this stuck with me, but Hal, the dad, the guy that went on to be Breaking Bad, there was a episode where they were sitting there eating breakfast, and Hal was in the living room, and the kitchen, middle of the kitchen. He's standing there reading the newspaper, and he's naked, but he's got the newspaper, like covering his junk. and the mom is like sitting there with an electric shaver, like shaving his body down. There's just like mounds of hair on the ground. I don't know why that stuck with me, because I was like, that's so gross.
Yeah, that's got to be me in about 10 years.
You standing in the living room naked while she shaves you down.
Yeah, just reading a newspaper.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to get a newspaper anymore.
Do they even make newspapers anymore?
I don't know. It's just going to be me looking at my phone and they're going to be like, that doesn't cover anything. What are you doing?
Or maybe it
If I
does
hold it at a
cover
certain angle,
everything.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. If I hold it at a certain angle, it'll cover everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we just ran out of steam all of a sudden.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're
Yeah.
almost to the end.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who brought any substance to this episode,
Well, I
Jason.
was trying to think. I was like, I don't have anything to talk about this week. We still got a couple of. Let me look here real quick. We still had a couple of news stories from headliners that were left over. If you want to finish.
Yeah, I went
those
and
up.
cleaned that up because you don't know how to delete anything.
Well, I didn't have time. I didn't feel like it. That's your job. So you want to cover a couple of these for the next couple of minutes?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, let's look up this first story here. All right, this is from WLOX.com. Executive director of shrimp processing group accused of stealing millions. Ooh, look at this dude. Looks like my dad.
Well,
Biloxi
call
police
your dad.
have arrested a man who they say stole more than $3 million from the American Shrimp Processing Association. 79-year-old Charles David Veal of Gulfport, and charged him with felony embezzlement. I've never heard of the American Shrimp Processing Association.
Yeah, I think it's made up by Big Shrimp.
Big Shrimp.
That's what they called me in high school.
And that is why your phone can cover everything.
So what did he do that's illegal exactly? He smuggled shrimp.
I'm trying to look at the thing here. It just says he embezzled the money. I thought maybe he had stolen $3 million worth of shrimp. Oh, he transferred funds from their nonprofit bank account into his own personal account. I mean, did you not know that they could track that?
I mean, he's in his 70s. I mean, back then they probably couldn't, but now they're like, "How'd you know?"
We looked at your bank account.
Oh, why'd you do that?
That's great. That dude looks almost just like my dad. I don't like that.
Have you called your dad recently?
Yeah, call him. Hey, you get caught embezzling from the shrimp people.
You're like, hey, you got shrimp money and you didn't give me any? Give me some of that shrimp money, Daddy.
All right, what's this next one? From
Big
you want to
Daddy
read
shrimp
this one?
money. Yeah, you want me to do the next one?
Yeah, you can do the next one.
All right. This is an old article. Chris Rock and other top comedic talent decline offers to host the Golden Globes. Now, obviously, we know that the Golden Globes was hosted by Joe Coy, and he did so poorly. He was not their first phone call. He was well down the line, apparently, because we're reading this news story. With Golden Globe nominations being announced Monday morning, a search for the host is still underway, CNN has learned. Two-time Oscar host Chris Rock is among those to decline offers to host the January 7th ceremony. A source with knowledge of the conversation has told CNN, as have at least 4 other A-list comedic actors. So Joe Coy, at least the 5th call behind Chris Rock. Why would they think he would even do it after he got slapped on the Oscars?
Yeah, no shit. And another thing, like, who in their right mind at this point, as awful as these things have been the last decade or so, 15, 20 years, who in their right mind would want to host these things? This has got to be like something in their contracts or something. Like Joe Coy, why did he say why he accepted to do it?
I'm sure he did it because no one knows who he is.
Or was he forced to do it by like his management? Or
no, he definitely wasn't forced to do it. I mean, it was his opportunity to break into the mainstream of Hollywood. Like because he's at that point of as a comic where he's selling out arenas as a stand-up comedian, but then he's trying to make movies. The movies are bad. He's not quite breaking into, Hollywood acting roles. Hosting the Golden Globes could be the way to do that. But it just so happened to be the worst thing to ever happen to him.
Yeah, when you only have like a couple of days to prepare and most of the
Yeah,
jokes aren't yours, like I wouldn't even want to do that job.
right. Others who declined: Ali Wong declined. Will Arnett, Sean Hayes, and Jason Bateman from the Smartless podcast declined. Um, Amy Poehler and Tina Fey declined, saying that they would never do the Golden Globes again.
I don't blame them.
Let's see. And then it's just talking about like what they did in the past, talking about when Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers hosted it. Yeah, so basically no comedian wants to do an award show anymore because why would they? I mean, you let Chris Rock get the crap smacked out of him live on the Oscars. Why would any comedian who can go sell millions of dollars worth of tickets on a single tour want to do that for very little money, a thankless job, a very stressful job that you're probably going to get assaulted at while you're doing?
I mean, asking Chris Rock to be a host of it is like, why? He is not going to want it. It's a slap in the face to get asked to come back.
Yeah. I mean, wishful thinking, you know, I mean, was Will Smith at the Golden Globes? You can't say that he can't be there. You can't say he's not going to be there. What if Will Smith pulls a repeat? What if he's just like, it's on site?
He's like the Manchurian Candidate. He sees Chris Rock and he just gets triggered and rushes the stage.
Dude, what makes me the maddest about all of that is that Dave Chappelle has to open his mouth about it like anyone cares what he thinks about the situation.
What did
Have
he
you heard
say?
about what he said about it?
No.
He was like, I can tell you, if I was presenting at the Oscars and Will Smith slapped me in the face, he would not have sat down and enjoyed the rest of his night. Well, no one asked you to host the freaking Oscars or do anything with it. You're not an actor.
Well,
no one wants you there.
He did Half Baked. That was a award-worthy.
Yeah, he was in A Star Is Born. He had a buzz. He had Oscar buzz.
Yeah.
No, he can be at the Grammys. No one cares if he's at the Oscars.
Here's a lovely headline: Body lotion accused of attracting giant spiders. Let's see. Sephora shoppers are cautioning beauty enthusiasts not to buy the Sol de Janeiro Delicia Drench body butter. I can't even pronounce it. Why would I buy it? Because they say it brings forth enormous spiders. This all started when one person wrote a review saying the product attracts wolf spiders. If you're scared of wolf spiders, watch out for these lotions. Wolf spiders aren't poisonous, nor do they attack humans. Like wolf spiders are the good spiders.
Well, when you make a body butter that has wolf spider pheromones in it, apparently it makes them do crazy things.
I guess. I mean, I wouldn't want to wake up with a giant wolf spider on me, but you know, not like a black widow or anything.
Imagine. All right, let me paint a picture for you, Jason. It's Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
It's date night, right?
Yeah.
Night on the town. Maybe you get a little sweaty. Maybe you go and you take a shower before you get in bed with your beau. And just maybe, you put on a little lotion so you can be nice and soft for the date night sex you're about to have. And just maybe you put a little lotion on your inner thighs, right where the stretch marks and the chafing is. You got to lotion up that area. And then you wake up with a wolf spider straddling you like the alien, face hugging that thing.
Okay, now you got me. I don't want any of this lotion.
It's all the rage, Jason.
No, I'm good. Or you could wake up with a wolf spider on your face like like one of the face huggers. That'd be
yeah, that's what
awful.
I just said, but on the vagina, which was much more clever.
No, that's
I
even
feel
worse.
like
No, I'm good.
gotta lotion it up.
Yeah.
All right. I think we should save those other two for when we
All
don't
right.
have anything else to talk about on
Sounds
another
good to me.
episode.
Yeah, we just wanted to get this out for you guys because we had our one of our guests had pulled out on Monday, and so we had to put this together. And I was trying to rack my brain today for something to talk about, but nothing cool's happened to me lately. So that's that.
Yep. No fun Skeet stories for
No,
Jason.
no fun skeets. Maybe I'll have a good skeet story next time we do a host episode.
Hope so.
But anything you want to tell everybody before we leave for this week?
Not really, man. Hoping the guests for the rest of the month stay intact. I've been having a tough time with guests lately, man. I've been having a lot of people saying they don't want to do the podcast, they can't do the podcast, pulling out of the podcast. We're supposed to record with Caitlin Palufo on Sunday, though. So I'm very excited to hopefully be able to talk to Caitlin Palufo. Hopefully, you guys get that interview later. If not, you will get the Vegemite bonus episode. And next month, I'm still putting it together. We will hopefully have some very fun comedians for you guys to talk to. So
Well, even
go
if
ahead
we're
and
going,
get in the Patreon. Make it all worth it for us.
just going through a little dry spell right now, and if we have to, we like doing the hostful episodes, and next time I'll be a little more prepared. I promise. I'll put something together for us that'll be fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think that's about it. I just want to tell everybody, please. Usually I forget to tell everybody this. If you want to help out the show and you don't want to be a patron, you're like, man, I ain't got $1 a month to give to you two jerks. Go leave us a review wherever you listen to the podcast, whether it's Spotify or Apple or Overcast, Downcast, wherever you listen to the show. There's got to be a way to give us either a review or a star rating. So do both of those. Takes like 10 seconds out of your day. That helps out the show a lot. So go do that, and we will love you forever. And if you send us a picture of it or take a screenshot of you leaving us a review or something like that, I might send you a little something, like a little sticker or something like that. So go do that, and we'll thank you in our very own special way. And if you want to email us at openmicerspodcast@gmail.com. Openmicers.com is our website where we do our blog and blogs and all that kind of stuff over there. Linktree/OpenMicersPodcast is where all of our buttons are for everywhere you need to find the show. So go do that. We love you guys, and we will see you all next week.
Skeet Ulrich.
Skeet. All right, thank you guys for watching on YouTube, and we'll see y'all next week.